Hey, you guys, this is Rashawn Ellis for News, Views, and Conversations, popping back in with another video, talking about the new 50 Cent and Alex Stapleton Netflix documentary they just did on Diddy. It's called The Reckoning. Just when I think we're done talking about Diddy, it's never over. All I can say is at this point, he's pissed a lot of people off, done a lot of people wrong. I'm just at a place where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move past this. He's gone to court. They're giving him like what, 4 or 5 years. He should be out in a little while. That time's gonna go by really quick. And boom, here we are back to another documentary. I know TMZ did like at least two or three. And I thought 50 was playing when he said he was going to do it. So the case is about to be over. At the time, I'm thinking, okay, well, he hasn't come out with anything yet. Maybe, he changed his mind. Well, clearly he has not. I'm hearing good reviews about it. They say it's a lot more spicier than the other documentaries that have been put out. So I'm going to check it out this weekend and see what I think. And I will definitely report back on, what it was about. I've heard things so far as he used Biggie's estate to pay for his funeral. All I know is in the business, it can be very cutthroat. The goal is to use your talent to get you up and running, working. You're a star. We all love you. Make this money. And then once you get to that level, they're over here stealing from you over on the back end. You're not even getting half of what you're supposed to get, and you're the star. And that's exactly what it sounds like what happened to Biggie and so many other artists that were up under Diddy, Bad Boy, and a lot of other labels. That's why so many people are moving independent because they don't want to deal with the riffraff of being cheated, being done any kind of way. And then he ends up losing his life. From what I'm hearing, they're saying he pretty much had him in California when he shouldn't have had him in California. He was already getting deletion threats. Just so much shady stuff. Down to, I think, this whole documentary was filmed during the time he was going through the whole court thing before he even got to court, before they arrested him. So he was filming this documentary in hopes of, I'm going to be free. This is the story. Everything's going to work out. To where he shows, they showed one clip where he goes in town to, like, when the favor of the people, his fans, shaking everybody's hands. And when he's done, he's saying he needs sanitizer. He needs to go home and, take a bath. So it's like, okay, dang, you really don't like us, your fans. I've been a fan for a while. Not all the time, but sometimes, but enough to check in, like, okay, I like his music. He seems like a cool dude. So what you just let everybody know now is you're just using everybody to make money off of them. And when the lights are out, when it's all over, when the show is over, you washing your hands, you don't want nothing to do with us. Nobody could pull this off but 50. I mean, we saw what he did to Ja Rule, bought up all the tickets to his concert, and nobody showed up. He's playing no games. None at all. And I mean, that's what people are saying. Is he still mad about the fact that he tried to take him shopping? Come on to 50 Cent. Diddy did at one point. Is he still mad about that? And or the fact that he was messing with his son's child's mother? He's We're thinking something's still going on there. So just thought I would pop in, tell you a little bit about it. I got to check it out myself. Only thing that I will say about this is I get it. People are still feeling some kind of way. And there is more truth to be told. The whole Tupac Biggie situation. People are still saying he had something to do with that, even down to Kim Porter. And a list of other people that mysteriously disappeared. They even show all the pictures of people that have disappeared that have known this man for this long. Is wild. Only thing I will say is, too, one more thing I want to add. As shady as the industry is, like right now, 50 Cent is the guy. At some point, can something happen where somebody will come for him the same way that he's putting this information out about Diddy? It's just the industry where you can't trust anyone. One day you're on top, the next day you're not. And that's where you have to be careful when you come and tell someone else's story and throw them under the bus and tell all their business, because somebody can come for him the same way that he's letting loose on Diddy right now. I mean, I get it. He's been a bad boy. He's done a lot of things. But if you watch the industry and pay attention to it as much as I do, today is Diddy. Tomorrow could be Jay-Z. I'm hearing that it could be Jay-Z, that he kind of dropped some nuggets in here too for Jay-Z. Anybody can get knocked out of the box. So you have to be careful. Be careful with this. Because at this point, from our government to church, entertainment, we're finding out they're all doing stuff. And we just happen to not be like that known. A lot of people are doing stuff, but if they're not known, nobody cares. But if you're on top and you're known and famous, they ironing out everybody's business. So get a chance this weekend. Hopefully, take a look at it on Netflix. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I'm gonna let you know what I think as well. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
As I said before, with this whole Diddy documentary, you know, there was going to be a lot of people saying this or saying that. Supposedly I heard Dame Dash is calling Cap. So he said it was Cap. Joe Budden is like, he said that documentary really made him hate Diddy. But I guess this is another interview with 50 Cent. And I keep forgetting her name, the lady who also, you know, produced or direct. And I think Aubrey O'Day is going to say something. I'll leave the original video in the description, because if Aubrey O'Day is going to talk, she might be talking about what was said about her, something happening to her, which I'm going to have to edit out because it was pretty, yeah. But we're going to check this video out, man. I see it's a lot of videos coming out. A lot of people are kind of shocked. You know, I think it's just the way the documentary was put together. So it's like you wasn't trying to grab bits and pieces from here to there. It was just like the flow of it. You know, the way they told the story, you're just like, oh, it's like you kind of seen it from a broader lens, I guess. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Tonight, the new Netflix docuseries Sean Combs' The Reckoning is out and making headlines.
Taking 8 nuclear bombs, you know what I'm saying, straight to the head. And I'm tired of going back and forth with y'all, with the lawyers. That's just not true. Okay, so.
With never-before-seen footage of the former hip-hop kingmaker from the days leading up to his 2024 arrest.
I'm not a referee. So I'm gonna get off the phone right now. Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
Combs' legal team says Netflix is relying on stolen footage, even sending a cease and desist to the streamer ahead of its release, calling it a shameful hit piece. Something the documentary's director, Alexandria Stapleton, denied in a statement on Monday, saying that they, quote, lawfully obtained the footage.
Okay.
Behind the series.
And, you know, another huge takeaway, I mentioned this before, but another huge takeaway from this is that whoever is behind this camera recording everything he wanted to be recorded, because, again, he was supposed to have a documentary. And, you know, allegedly, they're saying that Diddy didn't pay them. Like, what did he think was going to come of this? Like, do you know how easy somebody's going to hand over this footage and you about to give them some money for this and Diddy wasn't paying them? You know, what was it for the Cassie video? 50,000? So, like, I'm just saying, that is, like, so huge. I don't know why that is a shocker. Now, no one has come out, or I haven't seen anyone dispute that, saying, like, that's a lie. Diddy was or did pay them.
Executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who recently sat down with NBC News alongside Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
50 Cent did not appear worried about potential legal action from Combs.
Zero concern about that. There's maybe the last 3 documentaries, you would have said the same thing to that. Last 3 that exist, you know.
The project, which took over a year to make, includes interviews from Combs's inner circle.
I began to see the ugliness and the nature of him as a human being. That came from me seeing the only thing he cared about was himself.
We really tried to chronicle the ecosystem that he created and to give people a very well-rounded perspective. I don't think that the time was really given to really look underneath the hood.
One of those interviews is with Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day, who in an emotional scene reads an affidavit from a woman saying she walked in on O'Day, assaulted by Combs and another man in 2005.
You realize the burden that puts on my soul for the past year, the weight of that man and his I will never get up from under it.
Stapleton says O'Day wrestled with whether to share this on camera.
And remember, you know, in the doc, she was saying how Diddy was like, out of the whole Danity Kane group, that she was the one, she was the looker. Like she was the one who stood out, you know, and it seemed like Diddy wanted that, if you know what I mean. And we know how it was, you know, how they talked about how Diddy would get revenge, or his way of getting back at people was to go after their girls or side chicks or whatever the case may be. So I don't think that's something that, even though it's alleged, I don't think that's something that's going to be hard to believe. You know, it was so many stories of people saying that, you know, they took a drink and next thing you know, they woke up and, you know, so that's what I'm like. I don't know if, like I said, I don't think Diddy thought that the stuff will come out to this magnitude. As far as the people who are speaking out, he probably thought that they wouldn't say nothing, you know? And of course, the rebuttal is going to be they're lying, this and this, that and that. But shout out to Aubrey for getting on there, because that was like, what she said about like, if this did happen to me, I don't want to know, you know, yeah.
She didn't take that information and say, and this happened to me. I think that what you see in the film is her struggling to digest.
Yeah.
Did this happen to me or not?
Combs' team declined to comment on specific claims from the docuseries, calling it a one-sided narrative led by a publicly admitted adversary. 50 Cent denied having bad blood with Combs.
Well, it didn't start as a feud. It just started with me being uncomfortable. My invitation to come hang out, but it felt like he was trying to figure out if I was heterosexual or into some other things. So I didn't hang out with him. But it's not a beef because we didn't do anything to each other.
The docuseries also re-examines the murders of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. in the 90s, raising questions about what Combs knew. Combs has denied all allegations and has never been charged in either death.
You don't have Puff Daddy without Biggie Smalls. We had sources, more intel and information. It was the first time that you could really tell this story.
Combs stood trial for 8 weeks and was acquitted of the more serious charge. 2 jurors from the trial are featured in the doc.
That was crazy.
Do you believe that Sean Combs is a violent person?
Based on that Intercontinental video, he can be.
I thought that they were very different people and they could kind of represent, you know, one grew up knowing who Sean Combs was. One had no idea, you know, who this man was. And their perspectives, you know, were really interesting.
For the filmmakers, they say making the documentary was bigger than them.
If I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip-hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
It's bigger than just about Sean Combs or Cassie. It also should be a reflection on us as an American public.
Chloe Malas joins us now in studio. Chloe, I understand you just got off the phone with Aubrey O'Day. What did she say?
I did. Aubrey O'Day is someone that I've known for many years as a journalist. I've interviewed her. That's how I met her early on in my career. And she said that although she has no official comment, she did give me permission tonight to share with everyone that she was very emotional on the phone with me. She was crying. She was trying to catch her breath, trying to get her words out. And she let me know that she's just now sitting down and watching the docuseries. So.
And before we let you go, I have to ask you as well, because Diddy's team has been aggressively fighting this documentary at every turn, right? Can you take us through a little bit of that?
Sure. So over the summer, Combs's legal team sent a cease and desist to Netflix, but they had no idea that they had somehow obtained this footage that they are now saying is stolen and unauthorized. Now, we don't know how Netflix or 50 Cent or Alexandria Stapleton, the documentary's director, how they got this footage, but they say that they obtained it lawfully. But as of just yesterday, Combs's legal team sent another cease and desist, but Netflix did not back down. They released this 4-part series, but at some point that cease and desist will be legally filed, and we'll just have to see if Combs's team wants to really pursue a lawsuit here.
Really interesting reporting on something you've covered extensively, from the trial now to this. Chloe Malas, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching.
So remember when I talked about, and I think Aubrey O'Day said it too, she said that she don't believe that Diddy is going to ride off into the sunset, meaning that once he get out, he's going to take the time while he's in there to reflect and come out a changed person and try to inspire. She don't believe that that's going to happen because, you know, a lot of people, how they say like Diddy's a narcissist. And here's my thing. Of course, you know, they're going to do the cease and desist to try to sue to get that money. But the damage is done. It's out. Even if they win and Netflix have to take that down, people probably already have it whatever. My whole thing is, which I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Actually, I haven't heard nobody. You're gonna have to, we didn't see a face at all, but you're gonna have to protect those cameramen. The people who gave the footage to Netflix or 50, whoever was recording, hey, gonna have to check for them for real. Because look, man, how many phone calls are they allowed a day when they're in prison or jail? I'm pretty sure some phone calls have been made. You know, all we can do is guess and speculate the money, how much money was involved to give up that footage. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I seen something where it said 50, it said Eminem, in this order, it said Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent are the 3 people you do not want to be beefing with. Because, man, like, again, and remember the original video is in the description because I'm going to have to edit out what they were talking about with Aubrey. But it's just a lot of videos are coming out. You know, some people are defending Diddy. Some people are mad at 50 Cent, just saying like, I can't believe he would do this to another black man and this and this. And it's like, that saying that is part of the problem. You know, like this dude, like from all of these interviews with these people talking and saying, and especially Craig Mack's wife, man, it's just sad hearing that story. It is just sad. Just sad, man. He had to, like, you getting charged for studio time and all this, and like you're asking Diddy for money. She said he pulled out that stack and handed him $100 or what was $100 or something like that. Crazy. And Lil Rod trying to make those phone calls and hearing all those messages from Diddy talking about, I'm gonna get you your money. And this, you know, he got the money. You know he got it. But 50 Cent is the ultimate troll. But all, you know, again, this documentary was serious. It was serious. And the fact that they followed through with it is huge. It's huge. But yeah, let me look at a little comments here. It says Netflix would have never published the doc if they didn't 100% know the footage was obtained legally. That is huge right there. Because if they didn't get it legally, think about that number, the money, you know what I mean, that they would be sued for. Someone said that's his fault for filming everything. Narcissist. They said Diddy was so busy filming everyone else for blackmail, he didn't realize he was on candid camera. It's always stolen and unauthorized when it's unfavorable. A lot of people calling him narcissist. Yeah, great job, 50 Cent. Yeah. I mean, it's huge, man. It's huge. But you know, like I said, there's a lot of people showing their true colors, you know. They're mad at 50 Cent for exposing this, but those are the same people who had nothing to say probably when the Cassie video came out. All right, man. Appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Peace out.